This is One Sentence News, a daily podcast featuring 3 news stories with a sentence-long summary and 1 sentence of context apiece. I'm Colin Wright. This is a sponsored message. Recently, I started using Anchor as my podcast host. Anchor offers benefits that most other hosts do not. It's free to use, but it also has a collection of tools that allow you to create a podcast completely within the Anchor website or smartphone app. They distribute your show to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other distribution channels without any additional effort on your part. And you can make money from your podcast without any minimum audience size. So you can use it as a more traditional podcast host like I do, but it's also got everything you need to start a podcast from scratch in one place. If you're keen to give it a shot, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's Thursday, April 21st, 2022. Let's talk about the news. From BBC News, Russia-Ukraine War Summary. Russian officials are reporting that Ukrainian forces shelled a Russian village close to their shared border, though Ukrainian officials deny this is the case. The Russian Foreign Ministry has expelled a combined 31 diplomats from the Netherlands, Belgium, and Austria, all of them retaliatory, following similar expulsions of Russian diplomats. Russian forces have reportedly captured the city of Kreminna in eastern Ukraine, which despite being relatively small is notable because it's the first city Russia has seized as part of its new offensive in the eastern part of the country. And there are reports that the Ukrainian military has somehow gotten their hands on some new fixed-wing aircraft, which is something other governments have been hesitant to send them up to this point, lest they accidentally trigger a direct conflict with Russia, and which may have therefore surreptitiously made their way to Ukraine without fanfare. A meeting between Western leaders has led to a small barrage of new monetary and military hardware commitments from the US, UK, and Germany, including heavy artillery, alongside previously promised shipments and assets that are reportedly on their way to the front line. From the New York Times, Netflix loses subscribers for first time in 10 years. Video streaming service Netflix has announced its first decrease in subscribers in a decade, which caused its stock to collapse by more than a third of its total value yesterday. This loss of about 200,000 subscribers came as a shock to investors who were predicting a small gain instead, and is being attributed to attrition from a price increase in the US and Canada, where the company lost 600,000 subscribers, and the loss of about 700,000 Russian accounts due to invasion-related sanctions. It's also suspected that subscriber churn is increasing as the number of other high-end streaming options, like Disney Plus and HBO Max, become more widely available, and that folks sharing their accounts with friends and family might be disincentivizing new signups. And from Quartz, India experiences its hottest March in 122 years. Some people in parts of India are changing their daily work hours, as doing much of anything past 10 a.m. has become unbearable and potentially dangerous in the wake of the country's hottest March in the 122 years since the Indian Meteorological Department started keeping track. The average nationwide temperature across India last month was 91.6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 33.1 degrees Celsius. And the number of disastrously hot heat wave days have been increasing throughout the region at a steady clip, made worse this year by ongoing drought conditions and shifts attributed to climate change. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com, and you can support this and other related projects, like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts, at understandery.com.